Okay, now we are ready to, we're going to install our front axles and the hubs here to the A-arms. So what we need is we need the right here. We're going to do this one first. We need a hinge pin, smaller of the two types of hinge pins, and we need a little black spacer, this little thing right here. So, you see that? We're going to put a hinge pin through the hole, then through front axle and hub. Get this the right way. And then through the spacer. Okay, all the way through. Okay, see that? And then I got this little tiny, I'm gonna do a little tiny set screw here to hold that hinge pin in place. I had to go out and buy standard screwdrivers. This kit has both standard and metric in it. Okay, so there's your front A-arm. Okay, we're gonna do another side. Two parts, two A-arms. Grab the other hinge pin. So it goes through the A-arm, through your steering block, through the spacer, like that, and then the little tiny set screw to hold the whole thing in place, to hold the hinge pin in place. It's one thing that's good about building a kit. Now I know, if I have to get that hinge pin out, that's the little screw that I got to take out. So I've got both of them done. Now we're going to attach them to the chassis. We need the bigger hinge pins that come in bag. We were using bag C right now, so we need the bigger hinge pins. They're going to go through the A-arm into this block that we mounted on the bottom of the chassis. You can imagine we probably should have put some lube on here, but I can do a lot of this later. Just for the sake of the build, I want to keep this moving. I know these videos are going to go long. So push that guy in. We'll do the other side. Okay, looks like that's as far as they're going to go. So we got the hinge pins through the A-arm. Starting to look a little bit like an RC car now. Now we have the factory team front hinge pin brace. That's going to hold those pins in place. We'll slide that over here, over the front. And we use 2 screws to hold the factory team. I guess factory team means the blue, any part that's blue aluminum. And we're going to attach that with these two screws right here. Switch this on here. Use my right hand. Okay, so there we go. There's the front A-arms are attached to the chassis. So the next step, we're going to attach the longer silver ball studs to the front shock tower. And it looks like there's two mounting positions here, a little bit of tunability, but we're gonna do it the way the manual says for now. We'll worry about tuning later after we learn how to drive the thing. So hold on a second. This I don't know if you see, there's 2 holes in here. We're going to mount the longer silver ball studs on the inner hole. Yeah, I'm just sensing with this carbon that a little bit of lube might help these get these screws in. This stuff is really tough stuff, which is good in a way because it's you know, it's going to be durable, but man, it is really hard to screw things into the carbon. So we're putting the longer silver ball studs on the shock tower right now. And a little dust cover action over top. I think it probably would have been easier to put that on first, but that's all right. All right, so that's what we did right there. And now, moving on to the next step. Okay, the next step, we're going to mount the body post, the front body post, to the front body mount. And if you notice, well, you probably can't see this. These holes in here, these holes where you can raise or lower your body mounts, they're on an angle, and you have to kind of match the angle. I don't know if you can see that, of the where your hole is to put the screw through. So we're going to use this size screw and these are adjustable. This is part of the tunability of the truck, but we're just going to mount this up at the top and worry about the tunability a little bit later. So you got to make sure you get them in the right direction, or your screw won't go all the way through. So we'll just mount them like this for now, and then once we get our body on later, then we can adjust these. So, but it's cool. I like this a lot better than the my other SC10 has the cotter pin adjustment thing, and I just don't like that. I think it's kind of chintzy looking. I actually scratched my hand on the cotter pins the other day, so I like this method a lot better. It's a lot more streamlined. So we'll get the other one mounted up, and then we'll mount this to the front shock tower. Okay, there we go. And there's another area where you can tune it, but we're just going to put it in the lower position. I'm sorry, we're going to put it in this hole right here. It's just tough for you to see. This one up here, the top hole. These two longer bolts here need to use washers. Just like that. And we're going to use factory team stock bushings, standard stock bushings, and they're calling for a little bit more Loctite on the bushings. So we'll get our Loctite out. So just like that, we put these screws through here, and we're going to use these factory team bushings to hold the whole thing in place. And they are calling for thread lock. It's probably a little bit too much. All right, so there you have it, front shock tower. Now that we have the shock tower finished, we have to mount that to the chassis. So that's going to mount right here. Let me see if I can't show you these holes here. These holes right here, and it's going to mount just like that. So you can use four 3/8 inch screws to mount the shock tower to the chassis. There we go. It's coming along now. Got the front end almost finished.